Welcome to a Service Please Snack. Today, we're with Meriel, founder of Club Mexicana, the vegan Mexican restaurants all across London. The beautiful thing, and why I'm also within hospitality more than anything, and I think that family element, is when the pandemic did happen, within, I think, week 1 or week 2, you started with Sports Banger and Johnny and basically started getting the shirts out, and then the funding of that was utilised to be able to provide food to the staff in ICU units across London. And, you know, Lucy, my partner, she was absolutely like week 1 out going to Lewisham Hospital, calling them up, and like every single day it was absolutely amazing. And I think you were you were the catalysing force behind that, and actually got a lot of people within the food community, you know, just engaged with it, and like that was an amazing thing that you started.
Well, I think that you know, I mean, credit to John, because he was literally like, it feels wrong to take the money from these t-shirts. I really want to like put it back into the NHS. That's where it should be going. And I think, you know, he sacrificed a lot for that, which is quite amazing. But yeah, I think the idea of the money going direct to food businesses who had been really badly affected, like we particularly used small food businesses who had just had everything taken out from them. I remember one business that we were using, they couldn't access any of the furlough stuff, they couldn't access any of the grants because they'd only set up within the last year. It meant that like their books were sort of not valid for HMRC.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like using the money to pay for food. You know, we didn't want like discounts or whatever. It's like pay for food, get the food to the staff who actually needed it, and it was this really like nice virtuous cycle. And then like people like me and Luce and Jess from Any Jerkin, you know, we run food businesses where like logistics is a huge part of what we do. And it's like organising, food being picked up, food being dropped off, where are we going to take it to, ringing the right people, doing like this, doing like this. Like, it's what we love. We love that part of it. And I just needed to keep busy. I think all of us were like that. Like, we had to keep busy, and we had to keep busy with a purpose. And what we were doing with John and sort of the t-shirts and the money and the food businesses, it all just felt so right. And I think for like, you know, we are all driven by purpose in our businesses, and to switch to that was so easy. And I think I would have like lost my mind without having that to do. And it was also really nice working with other people who were doing it as well, because, you know, we could all connect with each other, and, you know, we were talking about like driving along different roads and going to different hospitals and stuff, but it was really important. It was really good. It kept me sane, for sure. And
I think as well, the craziest thing is we didn't know what COVID was at that particular time, and we were going to ICU units where the sickest people were. So it's like, even the resilience, like it shows you the resilience of hospitality and the mind frame of people within it. That like they were putting you like almost on the front line kind of situation as well, you know.
Do you know what? No, not one of them said anything about like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with it. And I only thought about that afterwards. I was like, God, it's quite amazing. You know, I don't think that many people from like the general public would have gone in there, and it's nothing against them. It's just like that's how it's been portrayed in the news, and even at the hospitals when you arrive, the security guards are like, you can't come in. But we were like, yeah, but we've got a food delivery. We're used to doing that. Like, no, I need to get into this festival. I've got a food delivery.
Put the high vis on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the resilience of everybody was quite amazing, and you know, and actually talking direct to all the ICU teams, it actually made, I think all of us realised that the teams within ICU were quite similar to the teams within hospitality, where like we would do anything for each other. We would like, you know, we would put our lives on the line for each other. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you know, I do think that the camaraderie and stuff it's so strong sometimes within our industry, and that's what it was like within ICUs as well. And they were running themselves ragged. Like, you know, they'd come out and get the food. They were just like, oh my God, we're so grateful. Haven't eaten for like, I've been on shift for 12 hours. I can't wait to like get a juice in me or whatever. Seeing how they were working and what they were doing at the time, it felt like, God, yeah, this is the least I can do to like help support these teams of people who were just thrown into it. They were like, we don't. In fact, it's a bit like hospitality. We haven't got enough staff. I'm working too many hours. I don't get paid enough. And it was like, shit, yeah, have some food. It's the only thing we know how to do. But here you go, like, yeah.
And also as well, I remember the matron that was at the ICU in Lewisham, and this is like just testament to how beautiful these people are. They were like, I remember she called and she was like, we now actually can have time to go to get food for ourselves. So now there are more deserving people.
Yeah.
Like there are families that can't get food and don't have money and aren't
Yeah.
working and things like that. Please make sure that you're now supplying the food to the more needy people. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, that just shows, like, I don't know, it just, the humanity in that,
Yeah,
you know?
which happened at a number of different ICUs actually, all independently of one another, and I think, and that's kind of, and we ended up sort of like flipping it from that into the food bank that we started running at a school in Tottenham, because I think a teacher reached out to John and was like, you know, there's parents who they're not getting school meal vouchers, they can't afford to feed their kids, whatever vouchers they're getting. Oh, and also that when that thing hit of like, you know, that we saw in the paper, like pictures of
it was the Marcus Rashford thing when it was like the photo of the boxes, which would be like two pieces of banana, like really, half. It was awful.
Yeah, awful.
It was awful.
And so we could just flip from doing the NHS stuff into putting all the money into the food bank. Once a week we were doing that. So it was like, it was like part two. This is the next thing that needs help. So it was like diverting money quickly and easily to what needed, where the people were with the most need. And it's I don't know, it's quite interesting because it's, you know, there was lots of big things happening at the time, and like, but it felt like it took a long time for them to get any money or help to people, and we were like so reactive, and all of us, all our little food businesses in our little vans, like buzzing around London, doing different things. It was cool.
Yeah, and I think the right word is reactive, because I think that's what the hospitality industry has to be.
Yeah.
Every single day you open, no matter what's happening, and like people are coming to your shop, to your restaurant, to wherever, and it's like you've got to have your game face on, and like you have to resolve those problems then and there, and I think that mentality is just so powerful.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, all we want to do is just get food to people. And that's kind of what we did, even throughout the pandemic. It's like, I just need to make some food and get it to people. That's all I need to do. And if I can do that, I can go to bed happy.
100%. 100%. Thanks for listening to that Service Please snack. Please like, share, comment, do whatever you feel is necessary. It means a lot. Till next time, Service Please with Josh Patterson.